much has the highest day for you been for e-commerce?
102,000
in a single day.
Yeah, and it was on like the 5th day of running the store.
So $0 to $100,000 a day in 5 days.
Yeah, I would say somewhere between the 7 to 8 million mark.
And you're 23.
Yeah, if you can go on TikTok, type in the name of your product, and then in the search bar, and if the grid is just flooded with tons of content of videos on that product that are posted recently, like it's almost gonna be a guaranteed winner.
How often do you find a product like that?
Every day if I want.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the last 5 products I put up all scaled. He started running this product, and it was the stupidest shit I've ever seen. So there was like Pokemon advent calendars, like the ones with the ducks on it. We did really well with the jewelry one, and we did a Pokemon one. Somewhere between 100 and 150. We only ran it for like 10 days.
Right.
I think the one thing that people should never outsource if they're like drop shipping at a high volume is don't outsource product research. You need to get good at that yourself.
Do you have a specific name for the method?
Just pump and dumps, dude. Like I've done $10,000 on the first day of testing a product. TikTok optimizes so fast, but you have to be extremely horizontal and extremely vertical in the ad account all day, every day. Like the whole reason anyone starts this is for freedom and to not have a boss and be able to do their own thing. So it's not even just like a money aspect. I'd gladly take any amount less than that to be able to just work for myself and do my own thing.
Anthony, welcome to the Commercive Podcast, brother.
How's it going, bro?
Yeah, you just got into New York yesterday?
Yeah, I came here yesterday, just vibing out, coming for the event. Love networking, obviously. So
yeah, and I'm glad that we caught a time for a pod.
Yeah,
about to drop some game for the podcast.
Whatever they want to know, man.
Tell everyone, for those who don't know you, who are you? What have you done? What are you currently working on?
Yeah, so my name's Anthony. I go by Ant online. A lot of people know me by my community called Rippy Club. We have one of the biggest dropshipping discords in the whole space. We have 50,000 members in there. I've been doing it for 2.5 years. So, yeah, I mean, I just started dropshipping when I was like 20 years old. Obviously, same story as anyone else. Didn't want to do a 9 to 5. Didn't want to do college, all that stuff. So I was like, all right, I got to figure out something online. And I've always been like a chronically online internet kid, so I was like, all right, I got to be able to figure this out. So I stuck to it for like 9 months before I ever made my first actual money, and then from then on I just kind of documented my whole journey on Twitter too, and started my Discord server, and then it kind of ended up just turning into what it is now. Started uploading videos on YouTube. They all do really, really well. And yeah, I just drop as much game as I can on YouTube and posting content online.
That's incredible. What does a day look like for you now? What are you currently working on?
Right now, usually I try to stay in routine as best I can. I'll wake up, go for a walk every day, slam like 8 coffees, and then just get on the computer. And it's just always random, tedious stuff now, bro, because I have a lot of infrastructure now and have a lot of people hired out that I need to have hired, whether it's coaches, people to help me run whatever business it is, people that help me with my dropshipping stores that, either run my ads or whatever it is. So it's really just micromanaging them now. I would say all before like 2025, everything was kind of like building stuff up and building all the infrastructure there. But now I kind of have someone that I can text for, whatever it is to help me out with whatever I need. Like, yo, what's the ad account look like today? Yo, build a product page out for this. Or, for the Discord, like I have a lot of coaches in there and stuff like that. So I'm at a point now where I kind of really have everything hired out. So it's really just kind of conversation.
What do you think is the top 2 outsources that you made in the e-commerce side of things?
In Ecom, I have a friend who basically just does full product testing for me now. So I think the one thing that people should never outsource if they're like drop shipping at a high volume is don't outsource product research. You need to get good at that yourself. So that's like definitely one of my biggest strong suits. So now I have a guy where anytime I find a banger product, I'm like, yo, just send it over to him. He knows how to build the product page. He knows all the ChatGPT prompts and templates that I use. He knows how to set up like my campaign strategies and stuff like that. So I just kind of like find a product, sauce it over to him, and then it's up within like the next hour or two, and I don't have to do all like the tedious work.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That saves you a lot of time.
Dude, so much time,
cool.
Bro.
And maybe you want to talk about some of like your lifetime revenue with Ecom?
Yeah.
Some good numbers.
Yeah,
one of the realest in the game.
Around, I would say somewhere between the 7 to 8 million mark. I don't have everything
awesome.
added up.
And you're 23.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And the reason why I wanted to bring you on, and by the way, we keep things really high level on this Commercive podcast, is because you actually know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. There's very few coaches out there that actually have good success for their students.
Yeah.
And I was on the way here, we were just talking, and I was like, wow, like you actually have a great system for people. Tell me again, like what what does your system consist of, and like how do you actually get such high success over and over with these stores that you're building out?
So there's so many different ways and approaches you can take to ecom, right? You'll see, we were just talking about that one guy, Mark. He's all about building funnels and VSLs and doing, market research to find a problem and build a product around it. My main thing with dropshipping is like I just test so many products and I just ride trends up, down, left, right, and center. And obviously I'm just a fucking brain rot kid that's on my phone all day. So I know like whatever the hottest trend is right now, or have a really good eye for like a product that'll scale right here and right now. So I don't know, like anytime there's something that's hot, anytime I see a new product that has a lot of good content and engagement on it, I kind of just like, I let my products do all of the carrying, rather than, doing so much effort and, making a creative and finding all these angles and doing so much research and stuff like that. I just kind of let all my products do the carrying. And whenever I find a banger product, I'll just throw it up on a store, rip the TikToks with that have the most amount of views on it and throw it in a campaign and see if it hits, scale it up as high as it can go, and then just keep doing the same thing and rinse and repeating it from there.
And are you doing Facebook or TikTok ads mainly right now?
A lot of people really know me as the TikTok ads guy, and I feel like in dropshipping or ecom at all, there's not really a whole lot of TikTok ads people in the space, so that's kind of my unique thing, but I scale on Meta all the time as well. I do have also a supplement brand that I run month over month with subscriptions on it.
About that.
Yeah, I mean, that's all custom.
What type of numbers are you hitting with that?
Around like $350 a month right now.
Nice.
So I just kind of have that running. We stack subscriptions on it. That's actually a brand where we have a whole creative team and people that kind of, we make different hooks to hit different angles, solve different pain points and stuff like that, and get to as many audiences as we possibly can. And then just on the side from that, I just have another store where I just kind of just spam test products over and over and just rip it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Coming back for a second in terms of your drop shipping, like rip and scale type method. Do you have a specific name for the method?
Just pump and dump, dude. Pump and dump, man.
And that comes with like pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
Obviously you can make a pretty bag pretty quickly, right? Let's talk quickly about a little bit more on the product research and the store building, because at the end of the day, like people can have like the same product, but if they have a better website or they have better advertising, they can outcompete other people. Let's talk about product research first, and then we'll go into like how you are different in terms of the store build outs, right? So for product research, you said you're always figuring out like what's like the thing right now, right? How are you doing that?
Dude, I honestly think for like that type of ecom, like if you're not like a younger kid who's like always on the internet and understanding culture and like what's going on right now, like it's never going to make sense to you. Like you're not going to have the eye to be able to spot these banger products. Like a lot of people know me for selling clothing and stuff like that too. Like if you don't know what a lot of Gen Z kids want to wear right now or what they think looks hard, like it's not going to work for you. So that's part of it too, just who I am, just always being online. But also too, like one of my biggest criteria is finding products that have like 0 competitors on it and no one else drop shipping it right now. So I just find a lot of products just like scrolling on TikTok. Sometimes I'll use spy tools here and there, but when I am using spy tools, I'll just be looking for products that just started scaling only within like the last 3 days, just so I can get in there and like just kind of outscale people. But yeah, like if a product has a lot of content and videos available on it, like here's the biggest sauce nugget I'll drop for this whole podcast. If you can go on TikTok, type in the name of your product and then in the search bar, and if the grid is just flooded with tons of content of videos on that product that are posted recently, like it's almost going to be a guaranteed winner, as long as no one else is drop shipping it and all the videos are getting good engagement on it.
That's big. How do you know if they're selling? There are other competitors there.
That's just part of the eye that I have, bro. Like I don't know.
Probably never seen it before, so you're like, dude, I'm looking at every product out there.
Yeah.
Like, this one doesn't have competitors.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, I'll just find it scrolling or whatever it is. And yeah, like I said, like if you can type in the name of the product into your TikTok search bar and your grid is flooded with a bunch of videos of different creators posting on that product, but nobody else is dropshipping it right now, it's almost like a guaranteed winner.
Sheesh. How often do you find a product like that?
Every day if I want.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. The last 5 products I put up all scaled.
Really?
Yeah, I have a really good hit rate whenever I'm just
5 for 5 in the last 5.
5 for 5.
That's
bro,
insane.
at the end of Q4 last year, I hit on like 20 in a row, bro. And I tweeted it all out. If anyone thinks I'm lying, you could literally go through my whole Twitter and see all this. And I put all this on YouTube as well and case study all these stores and show the actual products that I run too. So
that's incredible.
Yeah.
How much has the highest day for you been for e-commerce?
102,000
in a single day.
Yeah, and it was on like the 5th day of running the store.
So $0 to $100,000 a day in 5 days.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Dude, I mean, it was sick. I mean, like I said, like I've pump and dumped a lot of stuff before, but just to have that on a dashboard in one single day, I was just like, oh shit, we just bagged real fast, bro. So yeah.
That's awesome. And we talked about supplier issues sometimes, right? When you're scaling that hard. Talk about that a little bit.
Dude, even on that product, it was an issue because, like a lot of the stuff that I find too, like I said, it's like something that's hot, something that's trending right now. So every time that I find a product, if I think it's going to be a banger, it's not always right away in stock in China or on AliExpress. So with my suppliers that I've used over the last 2 years, it's about having really good communication and building those relationships with them. So if I find a banger product and it's not like already somewhere in China, and like I said, I sell products that have 0 competitors on it. A lot of my stuff needs to be custom manufactured. So with that, it's just all about having really good communications and, really good relationships with your supplier to where, like, they'll probably give me a lower MOQ on some of these products than they would just someone brand new coming to them, just because they know that, like, I'm a pretty good seller. And if I come to them and I'm like, yo, I already got orders going on this, I'm about to scale it big, like, we need to get this made ASAP, and then, they'll put it into production. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's where we're going to help you out with. We'll make sure that, you're taken care of on those big pumps. Because really, like, you can get a lot of chargebacks. Have you ever, like, got an insane amount of chargebacks? You're like, whoa, wasn't expecting this?
Yeah, I've definitely had nightmares, bro. On my first ever winning product, bro, like I said, I was drop shipping for 9 months, trying to make it work. Went through the whole phase of like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. Am I gonna have to get a regular job? Finally get my break. I scaled this product. It was like this shapewear swimsuit. I did like a 1K day, 1K day, 3K day, 3K day, and then I hit like a 20K day on the 5th day, and I was like, holy shit, this is going crazy. I ran it for about 2 weeks. Then I got a DMCA on it. And I found out years later that it was a fake DMCA from another dropshipper. Oh, so I was like, but obviously in the beginning, I'm like shitting my pants because that's the first time that's ever happened. I was like, oh, fuck.
You thought you were going to jail.
Dude, I was like, oh my God, bro, I got to turn it off. Like, it's over. I got to go, like, I'm going to get sued. Like, it's over, bro.
It's over for you.
But then anyway, at the end of the 2 weeks, just because obviously like dropshipping times, like, anywhere around like 2 weeks, everything will start getting delivered. So when I turned the store off, all the products started getting delivered, and I started getting all these customer emails. And one of the first ones was this lady that sent a picture of the swimsuit. She was holding it up in the light, and it was fully see-through. There's these strings on the back that you're supposed to be able to pull, and it wasn't even like installed. They like shipped it out with the strings on the side, so they would have to like sew it themselves. And it was all 2 sizes too big, and I was just like in a nightmare of like getting returns and chargebacks. And like that was my first experience trying to like actually figure out how to deal with customer support in the right way.
What did you learn from that?
One, just always make sure, like I always tell everybody now, like before you start shipping stuff out, always get videos, always get images of your product, especially if you have to get stuff manufactured, and just get as much as you possibly can. Just so you can avoid that issue and make sure you're shipping out the right thing. And if your supplier can't send you videos or images of your product, that's kind of sus. Yeah. So you definitely want to figure that out. And also too, kind of taught me how to do customer support, because obviously that was my first ever time scaling something, so I didn't have in my head like, oh, you can outsource this or whatever it is. So I made my own template, and I started like answering all these like customer emails myself every single day. It was hell, but like I was like, it really taught me. Like obviously it was a bad experience, but I'm grateful for it because it really taught me how to deal with that. And every time you get a customer email, it's typically like one of like 4 questions, like can I change my address? Where's my order? What's my tracking number? So I started building out like SOPs and templates just for myself to use. But I'm like, oh, I can hire someone else to do this. So it kind of taught me how to deal with customer support as well.
Very cool. You talk about TikTok ads, right?
Yeah.
Is TikTok ads still working in 2025 for e-commerce sellers?
Dude, yeah, I could show you a bunch of students right now that are scaling on TikTok ads right now. Like I said, I feel like Meta is obviously always king. Google is always going to be king. But with TikTok ads, like I said, it's a lot younger. It's a lot more trendy. So you have to really run it in a really specific way with a really specific type of creative and a really specific type of offer to be able to crack it in the right way. And that's kind of like what I teach to my guys and what I have figured out. So like if you're like a huge brand or, whatever it is, TikTok ads is not always going to be one of the best solutions just because the buying power is just not as strong. And like I said, it's a lot more younger and trendy. But when you figure out how to do it in the specific way that works, it scales, bro.
I love that. And are you taking TikTok videos and using it for TikTok ads mostly?
Yeah, I used to always tell, like, always used to edit my own creatives and do mashups, but I really like I said, all my products kind of do the carrying, so I just kind of just one-to-one rip TikTok videos and run it as my ads.
Very cool. And they don't know. Really cool.
I've never really had an issue with that. I've had some people be like, oh, the creator of this video DM me, and I'm like, just tell them you'll pay them $100 and they won't care, bro. Like,
that's pretty fun. I think Mike was one of his biggest creatives was from a creator that emailed him, and he ended up making that creator work for him.
Yeah, and it's like you'll just hire them anyway. So like they'll get upset and they'll be like, yo, we'll pay you to make videos for us. And they'll be like, oh, okay.
Like, all right, bet.
Dude, one of my older sisters, she does like TikTok shop affiliate videos, and I was scrolling on my Instagram feed the other day, and I saw her video that some dropshipper ripped as an ad, and I had to send it to her, and she was like, God damn it. And I was like, that's what they do on this side.
Did she reach out to them?
No, she didn't really care.
She could have got a bag there.
Yeah, she didn't really care. But I mean, like, obviously, it's not like, obviously, like, ripping videos and issues with that, it's like always going to be like a case-by-case scenario, but, you know, typically you can just offer them whatever and they'll just shut up.
Yeah. I know with TikTok, offers are like extremely important. Any specific offers you've seen really working well that people should test?
Low upfront plus shipping, bro. Like, a lot of the stuff, like, typically anything that I sell on there is typically a lower AOV. A lot of like $19 plus shipping offers, $29.99 plus a few dollars shipping on the back end. I have sold product, like my 100K day product, we were doing like a $55 buy one get one free. Nice. So we had a really good margin that allowed us to scale really hard. But like I said, the product was really strong, so like it was able to, you know, we were able to charge a lot more for it. But a lot of this stuff, like with the pump and dump stuff, a lot of like anything like $30 or less with shipping on the back end is usually what hits, and that's like the main selling point is like, oh, I just got this today for $25, like, and stuff like that. And then, you know,
how high can you go with the shipping? What do you call the shipping name, like, to make it match the price? Like, how do you convince someone to spend $10-$20 for shipping or whatever it is?
Since the products are so strong and people really want them, if it like in my creatives or in my videos, I'll be like, you know, this is only $19, so that's just what's gonna suck them into it. And then when they're in the checkout, usually like with shipping, if I'm doing like a high shipping offer, I'll do like $14 and $17 as the option. But then I'll also, like, on the front end, I'll do like a buy one get one 50% off, or if they buy more than two, then they can unlock free shipping.
Nice.
But if it's just one unit, usually like 19 or 25 plus shipping, like anywhere between like $9 to like $17 I can usually get away with, and by the time they're in the checkout,
they're just like sold already.
Yeah, they're already there. So
really cool. Matter. Any specific apps you want to give a shout out to that like you use on a day-to-day basis for your stores, or that like actually converts? Because there's so many apps out there, especially on Shopify.
Yeah,
people are really confused like which one actually they should use at scale.
Kaching bundles, that's definitely a banger. Atlas, the AI store builder. There's like, since the dawn of dropshipping, I've always seen videos talking about pre-built stores or AI dropshipping builder stores or whatever.
Were all crap.
Yeah, mostly, Atlas is actually doing it the right way, and I've been helping out Seb a lot too and talking to him a lot about what he's doing. And obviously, I'm really tapped into what a lot of people want on their stores right now. And you know, he's someone who actually listens to like what people need. He's not just trying to make money off of it. So that's a really good one.
Shout out Seb.
Shout out to Seb, the GOAT. Shrine theme, shout out to them too. That's a theme that I've been using for 2 years.
Really great, George.
Yeah. And I really don't even use a lot of apps, that's bro. Good. It's really just all on my theme. Like, that's the thing with how good themes have gotten, is like it eliminated the use for a lot of apps having to be on your store, just because it's all built into the theme now. So
I love that.
Yeah.
We've seen that with like simplicity, but like with the right apps, right structure can really help. Shrine is definitely helping a lot of like dropshippers really get off the ground and look professional at the same time. What would you say is like the big difference between the dropshipping side of things and the more branded, like on the supplement side of like, what do you see big differences there, and how do you have to operate, and more maybe the team structure, or how, you know, success plays out in both?
Yeah, so like with like the pump and dump stuff, you know, it's just put up a product, throw it on the same store template you've always been using, and, you know, run ads. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, test another product. Right. Like the supplement brand is like, you know, we tested, there's so many different things that we're testing within there and, you know, really actually looking at every single number to see what's relevant. So whether it's, you know, testing a ton of different landing pages, testing the same image ad 10 times over, but all with different hooks, just to see which one's gonna convert the best, and really just like mass testing creatives is like the thing there. It's like 2 different levels. Like the pump and dump stuff, testing product, with like having an actual brand and, you know, wanting something to last month over month, testing creative. It's just like a step down, but you're still doing the same thing at the end of the day.
Right. It's like volume and different things.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then when you're testing a ton of creatives, you have a process behind that, or using one creator, using a lot of them? What does a team look like there to make that happen?
Yeah, a lot of image ads, to be honest. And there's like a lot of different softwares too, like stuff like Creative OS or whatever. And like there's like just go look at whatever your competitor's ad library looks like that's scaling to tens of millions of dollars a month, and just do what they do, but, you know, fit it for your product. Is basically just that.
Yeah.
And just reworking angles. And it's like, you know, you like obviously supplements is one of the biggest things in ecom, especially right now. So it's like, no matter what it is, like look at a brand like Rise, like the mushroom coffee. They're saying that it'll fucking make you fly, it'll fix your bloating, it'll make you look like you're Sam Solik and build your strength. Like they'll say that it'll do anything. So it's like you can tap into so many different markets just based on, you know, whatever's in your creative.
Got it. And I know we were talking about this earlier, but what number, because you're like, hey, I want to hit this certain number and kind of like retire, like chill. Why, like, what number is that? And like, how are you planning to get there?
Yeah, I mean, everything I do right now is like very, very just so much cash flow. I'm not a guy who's going to be like, oh, I want to be a founder and raise all this money to start this business and go for this exit in 10 years, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just, that's just not me. And like we were talking about, like Hormozy, like it doesn't matter if he just exited a company for $1 billion, he's going to start building another one the next day. I don't really care for that. I'm not a guy for that. I just like to make my money and, you know, do what makes me happy and be comfortable. I would say by like $25 million cash, then I can just basically fuck off and do whatever I want and just live off making the money work for me.
If someone gave you a 9-to-5 job, right, but gave you double that, would you take it? Someone gave you $50 million for life, but you got to work a 9-to-5 every single day.
No.
Why?
Because like the whole reason anyone starts this is for freedom and to not have a boss and be able to do their own thing. So it's not even just like a money aspect. I'd gladly take any amount less than that to be able to just work for myself and do my own thing. And you know, especially when it's something that you're passionate and stuff that I've built. Like obviously I love my community. I love everything that I do. I love posting content. And you know, if I can, you know, make money off of doing what I enjoy, then that's obviously more valuable than being able to work a 9-to-5 for any amount.
What was the craziest dropshipping product you've ever scaled?
Craziest product. Dude, so this was Christmas in like 2023. No, it was 2024. This one kid that I'm still really good friends with now, he's actually one of my coaches. He started running this product, and it was the stupidest shit I've ever seen. It was like this advent calendar for ducks, and it's basically just like this little calendar that people will get, and there's like a bracelet, and every day leading up until Christmas you just like unbox it and then like add it to your bracelet. So he started scaling that, and then we were like, just wait, there's like a whole different niche of these. Even just on AliExpress there was like Pokemon advent calendars, like the ones with the ducks on it. The one we were doing was like another jewelry one. There was like Taylor Swift advent calendars. So we were like,
started selling the other ones?
We just started putting up every single one that we possibly could.
That's
and then
crazy.
a bunch of them started going crazy. We did really well with the jewelry one, and we did a Pokemon one.
Wow.
And never in a million years would I ever like eyeball that product and be like, oh, this is gonna scale and start going stupid. But they both hit and did really well. So that was like just like kind of like an unexpected.
And how much did you make with that product?
On both of the stores combined, probably like somewhere between 100 and 150. I don't know exactly.
And how long?
We only ran it for like 10 days.
Right, because of the holidays. Wow, that's insane. Wow, very cool. And talk about scale. You scale really fast.
Yeah.
What's the process behind that? And I'm guessing TikTok bumping. What do you do there?
Yeah, so TikTok ads is like, it is really fast paced. Like I've done $10,000 on the first day of testing a product. It's basically just like when you have all the puzzle pieces together, like your product's a banger, your creatives are a banger, your offer's a banger, and it's going to convert. TikTok optimizes so fast, but you have to be extremely horizontal and extremely vertical in the ad account all day, every day. Like I literally have a remote access app on my phone to be able to like go on my computer at any time, because TikTok ads doesn't have like a mobile app. So it's like you have to be very hands-on. So anytime I test a product, I always put it up with 4 to 5 campaigns right away. On Meta, I just start, one CBO at $100 and just let it optimize. TikTok, like 3 to 5 campaigns, bare minimum the first day. The next day, I turn all those off, do another 3 to 5. And as it scales, I'll go up to 10 campaigns, 15 campaigns, 20 campaigns, 30 campaigns a day. And
what budget?
I usually start out everything at like $50, and then as I start getting sales, I just start bumping my budgets throughout the day. So I got surfing down to a science with like really being able to understand like what margins I need to be going for, how much I should be bumping by, how often I should bump my budgets. And like once you kind of have that down and figured out, then it's like, okay, you're able to scale as high as, your ad account will let you.
Wow. So you're really like you're scaling horizontally and vertically at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like multiple different campaigns.
Yeah.
You're trying to also go up and see where you can actually hit with a good CPA.
I'll be duplicating campaigns midday too, and like if I do that, I'll start them out at a higher budget. But it's like, dude, I've had days where I like have to text my friend and be like, bro, I'm so tired, my eyes are bloodshot. I've been in the ads manager all day. Can you just take over for the next hour? You have to be really hands-on in the ad account the whole day.
As opposed to like Facebook, it's a little less
hands-on. I'd set up a CBO and close my eyes for the next 3 days and open it up. And if it has sales, I'll up the budget and go back again in another 2 days. And then it's like, a lot more hands-off. Right.
Which is very fascinating that you like choose the TikTok route because you can scale really hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Facebook doesn't really have that. I mean, you could, but not as hard
it's
like
as you're
going.
And people always say like you can surf on Facebook the same way. I've never really been able to try it or like done it like that. But then again, if I can just like I can scale up to 10K a day over a week or two. I just got to kind of let the campaign learn and get there. But just by managing one campaign and checking it once or twice a day and just kind of managing the budget, and if my creatives are working, I'll just start throwing in the same variations of that same creative, and that's really it. And you can just kind of up your budget on there, and you don't have to. It's a lot more hands off. So but with TikTok and the type of products I run on there, it's really fast paced. So
I love that. This is a good question. If you had to choose one product or one niche to sell in for the rest of your life, what would that be?
Clothing and accessories for sure. That's most of my revenue. That's most of the products that I've scaled. So I would stick to that.
Why clothing specifically?
I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things that I've always had an eye for. Like I said, one of my first products that I would always test any product ever. When I was like trying to figure out dropshipping, and then the first thing that I hit on was that like shapewear swimsuit. So I was like, all right, why am I going to go back to, testing out random shit over and over when I can just stick to the same niche? So, I started going really ham on a lot of women's clothing, and that's what stuck for me. And even to this day, I still run a lot of products like that, and they all scale. So
clothing has been my biggest one.
Yeah.
Too. A lot of women's clothing for sure. Really interesting. What's something that if people are going to start selling, let's say women's clothing, what should they look out for? Because there's some cons to it too. How do they avoid those cons? What are they?
Yeah, that's all about like really having good contact with your supplier. People, and this is something that I learned too, like just because the price is the cheapest doesn't mean it's always the best. Just because if you're sacrificing like an insane amount of product quality and just having an insanely slow shipping time, just to get the like lowest margin, it's actually going to cost you more in the long run, with chargebacks and refunds like we were talking about. So know your different material. My bad. Okay. Know your different like materials too, like polyester, cotton, spandex, leather, denim, stuff like that, and make sure that it's like what they're seeing on the screen is what they're actually gonna get. Like I've scaled like sweatshirts before, and they're just shitty polyester hoodies, and I'm getting all these chargebacks, and I'm like, oh, it looked good, but I didn't realize it's all flimsy. The material sucks and stuff like that. So I would say like know your material and make sure your sizing is all set up the right way.
Yeah, get those pictures and videos from the supplier side.
Yeah.
Very cool. And for those who are watching now, a lot of the guys who are watching are scaling already or bigger. Yeah. But there are a select few of like, hey, like I am trying to break this wall of maybe it's $1,000 a day, maybe it's 10K a day, maybe even trying to get to 100K a day and you're at 10K a day. What would you say is something that someone can really do or might be doing wrong that's not allowing them to get past $10,000 or get to $10,000 per day with dropshipping? Because you hit it multiple times. You hit 100,000 in a single day. So that's pretty insane. What would you have to say to those people?
There's so much bullshit on the internet, bro. Obviously, you know this. Obviously, everyone watching knows this. And people are just uploading YouTube videos or trying to drop sauce for the sake of it. Brand new 2025 ad strategy that didn't exist before. And just like trying out all this other stuff. Like, Bro, if you just make a really good website one singular time, whether it's Atlas, whether it's Shrine theme, whether it's Elixir theme, whatever theme you're using, make a really good website one time. And then, you know, whenever you test products, run the same. You set up broad CBOs and that's it. And if you have a good offer, a good product, and a good creative, it's going to hit. And if it doesn't hit, okay, duplicate your product page, put another one up. And what really changed the game for me was products that have little to no competition, like I said, and products that have a lot of good content on it. So it's really just a game about like just volume with testing. And like I said, you know, there's so many different approaches to take to ecom. If you're someone that's just trying to hit your first 1K a day, first 10K a day, whatever it is, like just run the pump and dump, bro. You know, just start, you know, spam testing a shit ton of products.
And it teaches you a lot.
Yeah.
It gets you all the skills as fast as you can.
Literally, bro. Yeah. And it's like, you know, that's why, you know, a lot of the beginners or like people in my coaching, that's kind of, you know, the style that I'm teaching, you know, build a really good website one time. This is the ad strategy that we use every single time that's been working since the dawn of e-commerce. So from then on, it's just about a game. Put a new product on the store. If it doesn't hit, change it out. New product. If it doesn't hit, change it out. New product.
And do you have to change the entire store every single time?
Bro, I literally just have a template made of a product page. And anytime that I test a new product, I just duplicate that same product page. And I have a ChatGPT prompt that knows my product page layout of like images, videos, whatever. And I'll be like, all right, fill out the product page for this product instead. Make the language really Gen Z and girly, and then it'll just fill it out, and I just copy paste everything over. One YouTube video I just uploaded was me speed running a store, and I built like a 10 out of 10 product page in like 8 minutes. So it's just copy and paste.
Yeah, you got 2 channels now, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Tell people the difference there, because this is gonna be saucy for people.
Yeah, so my main channel is like those are really polished dropshipping videos that I put a lot of effort in. And, you know, like I said, a lot of people just yap on YouTube about whatever. And all these videos, I'm doing the product research, showing everything, building all my stores, showing everything, running my ads, showing everything, and also showing my profit and loss every single day, like as transparent as you can possibly be. And, you know, I'm actually editing the videos, making them as entertaining as I can just so everyone will watch it and just kind of like maximizing for views. The second channel called Rippy Club, that channel is like where I'm really just kind of doing the same thing, but it's a lot less polished. I'm literally just sitting down, screen recording my desktop, and I'm like, all right, this is how I scaled to 10K a day in 5 days on TikTok ads. Here's how I did the product research. Here's what my ad account looked like day by day.
Super raw.
Yeah, just super raw and just like straight up dropping sauce the whole time. And those videos are anywhere between like 30 minutes to like, yeah, around the 30-minute mark. And they're a little bit longer of just like showing the whole process.
I love that. That's really important. You guys learn from the right people.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of the guys here are watching and just here for the extra sauce and they're already crushing it. But Anthony, this was great. A lot of value dropped and we appreciate that. Yeah. This is like hopefully the go-to podcast channel for those who actually want real value on scaling to levels that people never could even imagine. 100K days, you know, like it's in 5 days, which is insane. But yeah, we appreciate you. Welcome to New York again, and we're excited for tonight's Commercive dinner. Catch Commercive in the Rippy Club. We'll be there soon. And yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions for Anthony, where can they reach you?
At Anthony LaPietra on Twitter, Instagram, or join my Discord. I'll be in there every day.
Let's go. Really great value. Guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.